Hey everyone, it's Kim, Angel Dream Crafts, and I'm back with another junk journal that I've created, and this one I'm so incredibly proud of. I absolutely am in love with this. This book is Victorian inspired, and it is all about nursery rhymes, but in researching that I did for doing this, I discovered that anything that was Victorian was very ornate on the outside, so that's kind of what I wanted to capture. And I have used this absolutely gorgeous and beautiful fabric that the lovely Siobhan, who is Pearl and Button, sent me a couple of weeks ago. I really wanted to use it. I absolutely love it. I love the colors. I love everything about it. It's very Victorian. And I also used the ruffler, and I made all the ruffles with a different fabric, and you can see here on the back as well, with the rose fabric that Siobhan sent me. So I made ruffles all the way around it. I absolutely am so happy how it turned out. These beautiful laces that you see here from Craft Supplies for You, as are all the little ribbon flowers that I used as well. And the lace that's on the side here, I tea dyed, and this is from Craft Supplies for You as well. And then I added just some tiny little clay flowers going all along the spine, and a couple more of these beautiful ribbon flowers that just matched perfectly with the fabric. And then I made this beautiful big satin rose here, and I've backed it onto a vintage doily that my friend Olivia sent me. Hi, Olivia. So that is the cover. I really love how it came out. I hope you guys like it too. So let me share with you what I did. I've got a tie here, and this is more of my dyed lot that I did, and it's a darker color this time. And again, it matched just beautifully the pinks here in the flowers. I couldn't believe how lucky I got with the matching of the colors. I loved it. And then I've used a vintage lace here with some taupes in it and browns to also pick up on the colors here. Excuse me. So let me just untie this and show you what's inside. Like I said, this is all about Victorian children and nursery rhymes. So I was fortunate enough to find a beautiful Victorian children's nursery rhyme book at a thrift store recently, and I fell in love with it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. So I have used a lot of those images on the inside here, and you'll see. Now on the first page here, I did create a pocket with this beautiful pink vintage lace, and I believe this came from Donna Little. And this vintage lace here I have had for years and years and years, and I actually got that from a friend who lives in Australia named Carrie many years ago. Excuse me. And I've just created a simple pocket here. And this fabric here, again, is more of the beautiful fabric that Siobhan sent me. So I did cut it, Siobhan. It was hard, though. I did cut into the fabric, but I've done a hidden spine here, and I've actually tucked some cheesecloth at the top and at the bottom just to make it look super, super shabby. And then the binding here, you can see more vintage lace peeking out. So there's two signatures in here, and let me just get started and share with you what I did. I've done a lot of beautiful little images of children. Look at her, isn't she just adorable? A lot of tin type images, and you can journal on the back. Everything is sewn, and then I've tried to pair a nursery rhyme with the image of the child, and this one is curly locks, wilt thou be mine, thou shalt not wash dishes nor feed the swine, but sit on a cushion and sew a fine seam and feed upon strawberries, sugar and cream. So, and it's backed onto some music paper, so I just thought that suited this curly-haired little girl really well. This is a corner flip pocket, and again, everything is sewn. You can tuck in here, or you can flip this up, and you can journal underneath here. So that's that one. And you just put the paper clip there, and then these tuck right back in there nicely. So there's that. And then this is a little tuck spot here with a little tag and some vintage crochet on the bottom and some pretty fabric, or pardon me, pretty papers on either side, and that just tucks up here. This is not a flip, it's just a corner. And then journaling pages here, a little altered paper clip with a turquoise colored doily, and Siobhan actually gave me that doily too. It was on the packaging, so I've used it. This is a tuck here with some vintage lace and more of the nursery rhymes that you can see here and here as well. This is an envelope, and I've used some of the Tim Holtz tags that say bliss and play, which I thought went with children's theme. And then this is a envelope that I've altered and distressed, and it has some of the little Hummel children on the back. So these are vintage envelopes as well. And that just slips over the top here, and then you put your paper clip back on like that. Music paper, this came from the Tuck Spot, so this is more of children. I did print off lots of children's images in here as well, and they're just adorable. And then you can write on the back, little journaling card with some beautiful lace that was sent to me by Patrizia, who is Pat S here on YouTube. Hey Pat. And I used that on the bottom, and that just tucks up here under the vintage lace. And then you turn that, and there's a nice big pocket here with some children playing and book paper, and then a nice big tag that I've kind of made a Franken tag out of, they're called. I thought that was such a fun idea. So you just take bits of paper and sew around it. So that's what I did. And then you can write on the back, and that's a nice deep pocket here. Some stamping, vintage lace, more stamping. Vintage book paper. This is another big tuck spot here with a little girl stamping, and I also did some stenciling on here as well, as you can see with my sprays and my stencil. Some vintage graph paper, and then here's another one of those corner pockets, and I've used this little girl here. She looked a little grumpy to me. So in here I've just added this little image from the nursery rhyme book, and this says, "Here's Sulky Sue, what shall we do? Turn her face to the wall till she comes to," because I kind of felt like she was a bit sulky. She's holding her little doll, but she doesn't look happy to have her picture taken. So I sort of paired that image with that nursery rhyme, and again, this is another flip that you can do here. Just held on with a paper clip, and then you just tuck her in there, and this tucks in the back of the image here, and everything is sewn. This is another pocket, and I love this little image of the little girl with the flowers. I did some collaging here with paper and the image, and then I made another fabric collage on an index card. It says enchanting, and you can write on the back. So more journaling space there. Journaling page, some vintage music paper, and there and there. And then this paper I found in my mother-in-law's papers. It's a beautiful pad with all these butterflies on it, so I'm going to be using it in my journals. I just thought it was so pretty. Some paper and another little tuck spot here with some vintage lace that I tea-dyed. More vintage lace here. Pink doily. Stamping of two little girls holding hands. This is another big pocket and another image. And it's got this pretty little girl with this blue jacket. I'm sure it was colorized, but it tucks in here. And I've got this here, and then the nursery rhyme on the back here says, "Little Betty Blue lost her holiday shoe. What can little Betty do? Give her another to match the other, and then she may walk out in two." So I thought she could be Betty Blue because of her jacket. And then I made another index card, and this one just kind of tucks here in front. But I did another index card there that you can write on the back, so that kind of just goes like that with this bird image, and then that tucks in this pocket here. And then we've got another tuck spot here with some lace. journaling page with some stamping, a little child holding a balloon. More stamping, the doily, more vintage laces and laces, more butterfly paper, music paper. This is another nice pocket. I love this image of the children playing here. So I found this one, and these are adorable. Look at these children on their bicycles. And then there's a nice journaling spot on the back that's been coffee dyed and stamped and sewn. And that tucks in there. Another tuck spot, and here's another corner flip, and then another one of my fabric collage index cards that say charming. And again, you can write on the back. And then as you can see here, this one flips downwards, so you can write here and flip that back up. And then this tucks underneath it, and then you just put the paper clip back on. And then here is another deep pocket, another journaling page with this. I love the stamp of a little girl dancing in the rain with her umbrella. And then this is a beautiful, the images in this book were just amazing. I loved it. Of two children sleeping in a forest, and I loved it, so I used it for a pocket. They're like pencil sketches. They're just beautiful, and there's little birds all around it. Like, you could just look at that for ages and see all kinds of different things in it. And then I've tucked another image and another nursery rhyme back here of this sweet, adorable little girl. Look at her. And then this one is the poem of Monday's child is fair of grace, Tuesday's child is Monday's child is fair of face, Tuesday's child is full of grace, Wednesday's child is full of woe, Thursday's child has far to go, Friday's child is loving and giving, Saturday's child works hard for a living, and the child that's born on the Sabbath day is bonny and blithe and good and gay. And that's that nursery rhyme. And then some paper and a little bit of stamping on the back. And they go in the pocket right here. This was such a fun project to work on. I really, really had fun doing it. This is a tuck spot up here with more vintage laces, and another stamp that I love of a little girl on a swing. Another altered paper clip with an envelope here that just goes over the side. And then inside here, I have created a little booklet of this beautiful little girl with flowers, and it's all paper, vintage papers, coffee dyed papers. I think there's some book paper. Yeah, it's book paper on the back, but you can journal in here. Lots and lots of spaces to journal in here. So that's just tucked in the envelope here. That I can put back in. And then that just sits over the edge of this book paper here. And then the altered paper clip goes on the side. And here I've created a belly band, and I've done two things. This is a vintage lace that was avocado dyed. And then I've done vintage book paper and sort of done the Franken tag thing again with the sewing, and then some beautiful paper on the back. And then this is a little file folder that I created, and it has a little teddy bear on it. And it says, a bear teaches us that if the heart is true, it doesn't matter if an ear drops off. So I really like that, and I thought the teddy bear was a good image. So I've just got a little string altered paper clip, and the reason I chose string is because it's for children, and you know, kids love playing with string and things, so that's why I just did. And this is actually very old string from my father-in-law, so he's had it for ages and ages. And you open it up, and it's got some really pretty paper on the inside here. And the back is covered with book paper, and then it's got this image of these little children and all their toys, and some trim here with little pink roses, and then you can write on the back. So that's what's on the inside of that little file folder with the teddy. So let me just put that back on there. And there's two layers to the belly band here. There's this beautiful crochet lace here, and then this vintage eyelet behind it. So I just put the teddy in the front and the tag in the back. But you can do whatever you want. So that looks like that. And you flip it over, a nice journaling page, and then here I've made a tag that I've sewn with lots of fabric, and then this beautiful pink damask on the back, and that goes in here. And this says, enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll look back and realize that they were the big things. And that is so true. So some really pretty paper there, vintage music paper, and then more of the nursery rhyme. This one's about cats of Kilkenny, which I thought was fun. I figured a little bit of Irish in here would be good since the fabric came from Ireland. And more nursery rhymes here, more butterfly paper. And then this is another image from the nursery rhyme book, and I just loved it. Look at these little darlings here. So adorable. I love that image. And then I've put some vintage, or not vintage, just some book paper on the back that I thought would work. I love the cherries. And then I've got a fabric pocket here with some beautiful shabby roses. More stamping, more stamping. Another tuck spot here with vintage laces. Lots and lots of journaling space. Graph paper. This is another fabric tag I did. And it tucks into this lovely music paper and book paper pocket. Another tuck spot with some lace, music paper. Little bit of a tuck here with some eyelet that I avocado dyed. And vintage lace here that you can tuck. Pink doily, more nursery rhymes, and look at this beautiful picture. I really wanted to include that. They're playing Ring Around a Rosie here. So I loved that. I thought it was so gorgeous. And here I've got a little pocket, and I've also got these little girls. How cute are they? So, and there's music paper on the back of that. And then this, of course, is Little Miss Muffet, Sat on a Tuffet. We all know that one. I'm not going to read it. But look at the image. So cute. And this little girl just reminds me of my daughter when she was little. It really looks like her. And this is actually a pocket as well. So you can tuck something secret in here if you like, or you can put these little girls in here. And they tuck inside there. Some graph paper, and then this is just a little tag that I put some lace on, and another little corner flip here that you just take the paper clip off of and it opens up. So there's a lot of those in here. They were fun to make. I love those. So that just tucks in there. Journaling page, music paper, butterfly paper, another image from the nursery rhyme book of two children under an umbrella, and then I used my little girl umbrella stamp here, and then I've got two tags that I did here. Well, this is a little booklet with that pretty pink damask on it, and then some paper inside there, a few pieces of paper that I tea dyed and coffee dyed, and then another tag that I did that you can write on. So they tuck in there. And then another tuck spot here, and then this cute little image here of the two girls. I loved that. And then this is some vintage paper that I have stamped on and distressed that you can write on. Really pretty border on that paper too. We're getting there. And then another beautiful image from the book of children playing. I just loved it. All the images in the book were just amazing. Music paper, that's the center of the signature. Some journaling spots. Little tuck here with a quote that says, "Childhood is the most beautiful of all seasons, author unknown." Tuck spots, some stamping, butterfly, paper, music paper, journaling paper with some more vintage lace here along the edge. Another tuck spot here, and this has got another one of my fabric collage index cards that I did, and this time in pinks and whites, and the little stamp there says "So Very Pretty," and you can journal on the back. And then it's got this beautiful tuck spot here with these sweet little children. More journaling pages on graph paper, more nursery rhymes, paper doily, and then this one here is another tin type image of this little girl. And then I've added this card here that of her mother and her children, and they're all sewn, and you can write on the back of that. I have stamped it, but you can write on the back of that. You can write on the back of this one as well. And that they just tuck in there like that. And journaling, music. This is a fabric flip with this beautiful rose fabric. I love this fabric. And then you just flip that up and right underneath it. And then you've got that to look at. It's so pretty. Another image of some Victorian girls playing. And then this image of these beautiful sisters. I thought they were just so adorable. And then that's a place to journal on. And then graph paper, and then the last pocket here, I've got a tag with this sweet little girl here, and you can actually tuck something back here behind her. And then these two girls here with their dolls, so adorable. And then that's a journaling card there. And then they tuck inside this pocket. And now we're at the back, and I've done the same thing here. I've mirrored the front. I've done this beautiful pink lace and this vintage lace here down the side, and then we're at the back, and that is my Victorian children's nursery rhyme journal. And as you can see, there's lots of places for you to write in here. I'm really thrilled with how it came out. I'm hesitatingly parting with it. It is for sale if someone is interested. If not, I'm happy to keep it. But if someone is interested in this, you can email me. And my email is in the description box below if you're interested. Let me know. And I will be back with another video soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Bye.